What is pollination? Today we're going to read the rest of the book. Butterflies and moths. Butterflies and moths have long proboscises or mouth parts which can reach the nectar and pollen inside flowers. Butterflies like bright pink, blue, and purple flowers. Some moths are good pollinators of flowers that bloom at night. They look for pale flowers with strong scents. The hummingbird moth can pollinate flowers that are too thin and deep for other pollinators. Its long proboscis can reach the pollen deep inside of them. This butterfly has landed on a pink flower. It is using its long proboscis to sip the nectar. Its legs are covered in pollen. Wasps and flies. Wasps are mainly carnivores. Carnivores eat other animals. Wasps hunt small insects. Many insects live on plants. Wasps visit flowers to look for small insects that they can find there. They also drink flower nectar to give them the energy to hunt insects. While they hunt insects, wasps pollinate plants by carrying pollen on their bodies from flower to flower. Wasps also help nature by eating many insects that damage plants. Hoverfly. Pretending to sting. Flies are very important pollinators because there are so many of them. The most important fly pollinators are hoverflies and bee flies, but many other flies also visit flowers to feed on nectar. Hoverflies have yellow and black stripes, but they are not related to bees or wasps. The flies, which cannot sting, pretend to be stinging insects to keep other animals from eating them. Beetle pollinators. Beetles visit flowers for many reasons. Some eat the pollen and nectar in flowers, and some eat the whole flowers. Other beetles feed on the smaller insects that visit flowers. Smooth or hairy. Beetles that are smooth are not the best pollinators because pollen slides off their bodies. The best beetle pollinator are those with hairy bodies because the pollen sticks to the hair as they travel from flower to flower. Ladybugs are beetles that feed on small pests such as aphids. Aphids damage plants. Below, ladybugs also drink some nectar as a snack to give them energy. Bird pollinators. There are more than 2,000 kinds of birds around the world that feed on nectar or insects found in flowers. Birds are important pollinators. In North America, hummingbirds pollinate many kinds of wildflowers, especially those with trumpet shapes. Honey eaters are pollinators in Australia and on many islands in the Pacific Ocean. Honey creepers pollinate wildflowers in Mexico and South America. When a hummingbird puts its long beak into a flower to drink the nectar, sticky pollen grains cling to its beak. Some of the pollen grains are then left at the next flower it visits. Hummingbirds have very good eyes and are attracted to red flowers. Both the red-legged honeycreeper above and the green honeycreeper below have curved beaks that can reach inside flowers to eat nectar and catch insects. The green honeycreeper likes to eat fruit. These birds live in Mexico, South America, and the Caribbean. Many Australian flowers, such as these red hot pokers, are pollinated by honey eaters. The flower is a kind of lily. Lizards, bats, possums. Animals that hunt insects often pollinate plants. Small lizards visit flowers to find insects to eat. When they visit a flower, pollen sticks to their bodies. Other animal pollinators include fruit bats and honey possums. Both eat nectar and pollen. The honey possum is one of the few mammals that eat mainly nectar and pollen. Its long snout and tongue reach the nectar and pollen inside of flowers. Besides eating fruit, fruit bats visit flowers in the dark to eat nectar and pollen. This green anole is looking for insects on these pink flowers. Pollinators in danger. Pollinators are very important to us. Without them, we would not have fruits, vegetables, nuts, honey, or chocolate. These important animals are disappearing from Earth. When people build in wilderness areas, animals lose their homes and their food. Pesticides and diseases are also killing many pollinating insects. As we lose our pollinating insects, we also lose our food supply. One of the most important pollinators, honeybees, are disappearing, and no one really knows why. Fewer bees. Each year there are fewer honeybees. The use of pesticides has killed many bees. Bees are also being killed off by two types of mites that have moved into honeybee hives. The bee on the right has a mite on its body. The varroa mite attaches itself to a bee and feeds on the fluids from the bee's body. The bee on the right has been treated for mites with powdered sugar. The sugar causes the mite to fall off the bee. Helping pollinators. The best way to help pollinators is by telling everyone about why they are so important to us. Most people may think that bees, wasps, flies, beetles, and other moths are pests. You and your friends can design posters to hang in your school and community to let people know what our food supply depends on these helpful animals. What other ways could you help? You can ask your parents to grow native flowers around your home. Pollinators need flowers. Thank you, pollinators. Each time you bite into an apple, pear, or vegetable, say a silent thank you to the pollinators that made it possible. Count the number of times you say thanks in a day, and you will see just how important pollinators are to you and to everyone who eats. Plant a vegetable garden. If you do not have a yard, you can plant vegetables in pots on a balcony. Bees and butterflies will love them, and you will love eating the delicious and healthy fresh foods.